The story of Blue Heron and the influences that matter really starts all the way back to my family's history. So my mother's family came here in the 1920s, prospecting, looking for silver and gold out here in southern Nevada. And then my dad's family came here in 1931 during the Great Depression, hoping to get a job on Hoover Dam, which they were successful. So they got a job here and they stayed ever since. So my family on both sides has been here since the 1920s and the early 30s. That's very rare for anybody who knows Las Vegas. As a kid growing up here, it was always fascinating to me listening to how an actual major metropolitan city was built in the middle of the century and through today. There's no other city in the United States that has such a young history. There's no other major city that was started in the early 1900s and is now 2.5 million plus and growing all the time. All of that had a huge influence on me as a child and as a young man. And as the city has matured, what we've learned about Las Vegas is this is a place that has no limits. There's truly no boundaries. There's a highly competitive attitude in Las Vegas, very entrepreneurial. Most of this is, I'm talking about the Strip because that's what's driven things. But with all those crazy ideas and those big, huge dreams that have iterated and reinvented the city multiple times over, the other side of that is the development and the construction and the design that needs to go along with all of that. So I was always very inspired by that. It always gave me a sense that anything is possible. It doesn't matter if you can think it, if you can dream it, and you have the will, you can make it happen. So those values and kind of the fascination with Las Vegas has definitely influenced and driven our company. As a kid, while I was enjoying a lot of the Las Vegas influence and history, I was also getting a specific education from my immediate family. My father, Steve Jones, he owns a company called Merlin Contracting. When I was a young kid, maybe as young as 5 years old, I can remember he was starting the company. I was out on job sites picking up trash and sweeping floors, and I just enjoyed it. I liked being out there. As I got a little older, I was able to, put on a tool bag and pick up a circular saw and a nail gun and go actually build homes. So framing homes as a kid was really exciting to me. I was started as a grunt laborer, obviously, and I was carrying lumber around and just supporting the team. A little later, I got interested in design as well. So while I was still in high school here in Vegas, I started working for architects after school every day. So I worked for a couple different local firms. They were great. They gave me some hands-on experience with design. Definitely decided I enjoyed that just as much as construction. Ended up going to University of Colorado in Boulder for architecture. Studied architecture out there, worked for some architects in Denver, got a much more well-rounded understanding for design, and then came back in 2003 to put the design aspect together with the construction side to create a platform where we could really deliver on all of our promises, start with that ultra-strong vision for design and do something very special, and then have all the parts and pieces so that we can actually deliver everything as promised and reach all of the dreams that we could think up on the design side. One of the things I think that really influenced me and is a big part of Blue Heron today is I do remember as a kid and as a young man, anytime my dad's projects were having trouble, almost 9 out of 10 times, the biggest challenges had to do with an architect from some city, maybe an interior designer from somewhere else. The client obviously, has a great relationship with each of the design teams, and then Merlin Contracting, his company, trying to kind of negotiate a solution. With the passion for construction and the passion for design, it seems to me to be such an obvious solution. You put everything together, one source of accountability, so our clients, they know exactly who's in charge of the entire process. It doesn't matter if there's misses in design, there always will be. Construction mistakes happen in the field. We've got to work together to solve problems and make sure we give our clients that seamless experience. So coming up on almost 20 years of doing this with the design build philosophy, it is absolutely the way to go. It's absolutely magical when it works the way it's meant to, and it's just so much better, and there's such a higher quality of experience that you can achieve by doing everything in one spot.